Hey, what's up, everybody? Finally getting to my BNB token or Binance coin video. I talked about doing that a couple videos back on one of my Neo videos. And then a quick intro. If any of you have never seen my videos before, I kind of cut my teeth making videos about Neo, which is by far my biggest holding in the crypto world, and definitely my favorite one that I have spent a lot of time researching and doing due diligence in. So if you have if you want more information about my opinions on Neo, there are plenty of videos available. Go have a look. But I'm imagining that most of you here have probably already heard of Neo, and that is why you are listening to me talk about the BNB token or the Binance coin. So much like the Hong Fei with Neo, we must talk about CZ or Changpeng Zhao with Binance, because it's really his endeavors, his background, his brilliance that has got me so geeked, so excited, so hyped to hold on to my Binance coin or BNB tokens. But let's just make a quick comment about Neo. I think it's necessary at this point. As we continue to grow the protocol that is Neo, and we see it, get a bigger and bigger market cap, it's definitely going to have its ups and downs, much like Ethereum, Litecoin, some of the bigger coins have had. Ethereum had its got completely decimated by its ICO runs, and shit coins and altcoins really hurt the value of Ethereum for a while there, but Ethereum's made its comeback. Litecoin was like the coin you didn't want to own, the coin that never went anywhere, and look what Litecoin's doing now. We have to start to put Neo kind of in that category. It's going to have lots of near-term FUD. It's going to have a lot of things that are going to weigh it down, especially because of the run it's had. When you have a coin that's gone many multiples, and you have a little bit of an indecision or confusion, seep into the market, it's definitely going to put a lot of downward pressure on that. And that downward pressure is exactly where the whales and market makers like to come in and do their thing. They want to hodl the best tokens there are, and they don't mind preying on the weak hands to do that. So one of the things I always say to do is to plan your trade right around the market makers. Kind of look at the consolidation, look at the trading patterns they're in, and try to understand when they're getting ready to make a markup by using the technicals to a point, but also fundamentals. So I don't want to run on and on about Neo, but of course, yeah, near-term FUD, confusion about the ICO market. It's definitely going to be a temporary factor in their near-term depression on Neo. But for a lot of people, it's a good entry point for Neo. But I'm not going to go on a tangent. I'll talk more about Neo in future videos. I've talked a lot about Neo already, so let's not take away from the star of the show today, and that is Changpeng Zhao, CZ, and his amazing company Binance, which I am a member investor. I've been on Binance now. That's where I hodl a good portion of my Neo. Why? Because they give you gas. Thank you very much. I mean, in a lot of ways, when you want to look at the success of Binance, it had a lot to do with the fact that they did just that. They made sure right away when they had Neo available to trade and to hold on their exchange, they had the gas thing worked out. That's the type of forward thinking that CZ is going to bring to the world of crypto exchanges. And I am super, super excited about the plans that this man has for Binance going forward. And I am definitely excited to hodl BNB tokens. I've been kind of nibbling, but I just recently made another big purchase because we had some consolidation in price. That's another good thing about talking about BNB today, and I'm glad I didn't get into it 7 to 10 days ago. And it was one of the reasons I was kind of holding up on putting my video out, was because it had already had a really big run. It went from 60, 80 cents all the way up to 250, maybe even more, $3. But now it's kind of consolidated. People have taken some profits, and now you're sitting, just under $1.50, which is, in my opinion, a great entry point. But you be the judge of that. As you can see by my t-shirt and hat, I am not a financial advisor. I don't pretend to be a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who does due diligence, and I like to share the due diligence with you guys, and that's what this presentation is going to be. It's going to be a walk through my due diligence on the Binance coin or BNB token, so you guys can kind of see it the way I see it, and then make your decision going forward. So let's go ahead and jump into the Binance coin. Okay, as I said, you cannot talk about the Binance coin without talking about CZ, but first and foremost, the Binance coin or BNB will be like the gas of the future. Okay, there's going to be a future decentralized exchange powered by Binance. Okay, this is key. Remember this. The only coin that lets you invest in the exchange. This is the only coin that lets you invest in an exchange, not just I shouldn't say the exchange, an exchange. There are no other coins like this. So like it's like, think about like the NASDAQ or the Dow, okay, or other financial exchanges where you can trade options, shares, commodities, things like that. No, there's none of those exchanges, really have a token, that allows you to be a part of that exchange, to buy into it, if you will, and really that's what this BNB is, and we're going to explain why it represents the value. Okay, so what is Binance? It is a pure crypto exchange, the first of the kind in China. Okay, what does that mean, a pure crypto exchange? Well, there's no bank accounts, okay, and this really is going to help them with regulations. As we know, it's an issue that we have to pay attention to. You want to invest into to Chinese companies, you are going to have to understand about how the regulations and things work in China, and it can be very confusing. Just please look at the ICO situation with Neo and Red Pulse, just to get an idea on how confusing things can be. But Binance, I mean, they already got the technology, that is amazing on it. It's currently capable of processing 1.4 million transactions per second. That's insane. But why I'm invested? This is very important. If you own this token, your financial future will be directly tied to the founders of Binance, okay? These BNB tokens, okay, most of them are in fact sitting with the founders. They don't say that, oh, we're not doing that. No, this is something they have done. Okay, yes, there are a certain amount that are available to be traded. There's a certain amount that are going to be used on the exchange, but for the most part, when you hold on to these BNB tokens, you are directly tied in your financial future, endeavors as the founders of Binance. And when you figure out who the founders of Binance are, and you understand CZ and what this man has already done in his, I think he's 37, 38 years only, but a very fascinating individual, very successful guy. But let's get into it here. Who is Changpeng Zhao? CZ, that's kind of his nickname around with his friends and family and online. Okay, much like Dahong Fei, he is already an accomplished and well-connected multilingual person in the world of blockchain, especially Asia. He is front and center promoting his creation. One of the first videos I saw with CZ in it, and I recommend doing this, is watch the YouTube video of his walk around the headquarters of Binance, just to get a real idea on the operation that Binance is. I mean, you can see right off the bat when they walk through the doors of Binance that this is, this is the real deal. I mean, this is a nice, beautiful building. There, he's walking around room to room. You see developers, programmers. He walks you up to the financial, controllers of the business. Then he walks you over to the actual interface, showing you the product, the technology. But it's very fascinating. It's a good way to kind of learn about CZ and who he is, and kind of get a taste of his personality. But what you really get to see is you get to see Binance in all of its glory. You get to see how big this operation is and how big their plans are for the future. And remember, when you own the BNB token, you are connected to that, to the future success of this operation article. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the CoinDesk article. I pulled up a couple articles here that I was interested in. Is this it right here? Okay, here we go. You know, let's just start right here. Changpeng Zhao. This is really, I like this statement here. Okay, this is from the Why Bitcoin article. So have a look at the Why Bitcoin article if you want to see any more. Changpeng Zhao. This is from when he was the CTO of OKCoin. Okay, OKCoin is probably the biggest current exchange in China, but they are more centralized, or they're more their biggest part of their business is fiat. Okay, and that is something that Changpeng Zhao definitely, you know, kind of differed with them, and that is where I remember now Binance is a pure crypto exchange. They don't have bank accounts. OKCoin was a little bit different, but he, you know, he was very successful in his time at OKCoin. But this is really interesting. It kind of gives you a good take on who CZ is. Back in the early days of globalization and tech revolutions, when management gurus and politicians were going on about borderless commerce and something called the information superhighway, they were speaking in near rhapsodic terms of a new human doing new things in new places in new, even faster ways. The projected model was of a planetary citizen born near a millennium's end who would be nimble and flexible enough to be at home in multiple cultures, speak multiple languages, and be hyper motivated by the intensity of competition from around the globe. He or she would also be whip smart from all the information available instantaneously in the computer age. A person, in other words, very much like Changpeng Zhao. So, yeah, that's a really whimsical, you know, kind of opening statement. But, you know, the more you learn about this guy, the more you really see how kind of dead accurate that is. I mean, he's really a fascinating guy. And, you know, if you know, from my Neo videos, you know that, like, the most important thing to me to invest my money is I want to know who the founder is, who the team, the CEO, who's behind it, you know, because whoever is behind it is going to be the ones, you know, the foundation for it moving forward. You know, who's going to not take a phone call from Changpeng Zhao, right? If you're in China or Asia, based on his early success, you know, that, you know, but we'll get more into it. This is a very interesting article, but I want to jump back. I don't want to get too far off so this doesn't turn into an hour-long presentation like most of mine usually do. Okay, so I guess from the CoinDesk article, which I thought I had pulled up, but there's a CoinDesk article about him. This is the quote that was in there. It might have been a short time, but Zhao's period at blockchain, okay, covered much of that company's stellar transformation from a one-man labor of love in early 2013 to a team of 4 by the end of 2013, and on to the large, distributed, multinational, and world's most popular Bitcoin storage service it has now become, okay? As head of development for blockchain, Zhao oversaw the company. Now remember, this is back in 2013. He's invested in a big player already in blockchain. Zhao oversaw the company's promotion in the Asian region, as well as product development for its API and acquisition of information services, Zero Block, as well as other operations including infrastructure and security. Prior to entering the Bitcoin, Zhao was the co-founder of Fusion Systems, okay, and global head of IT at Bloomberg Tradebook Futures. Now you start to see this guy's background and everything that he was working for, okay? International visibility. The departure may be unique in Bitcoin space due to Zhao's experience at both US and Asia-based Bitcoin companies. Zhao previously served as head of development for blockchain before moving on to OKCoin this summer. Now remember, now he's left OKCoin and now he has founded Binance. But you know, it's important to understand CZ by understanding who he was even in his time coming in to OKCoin. Outside of China, Zhao was one of the more public OKCoin figures, addressing the North American Bitcoin conference in Chicago last July and routinely interacting with the media. This is interesting here, okay? So we're just kind of laying out the person that is CZ, his background, okay? But I love this quote I wrote here. CZ quote from his time at OKCoin is very telling about his plans for Binance, okay? So think about when he first was with OKCoin and he was all excited about it. This was his vision, okay? And now think about the fact that he is the CEO and founder of Binance. OKCoin is a young, energetic, and truly professional company with tons of potential. I am confident OKCoin is or will become one of the iconic companies in the Bitcoin space globally. And I want to be part of that process and contribute to it. There is strong alignment. The decision basically came down to the future potential of this company. Now, we know that he later leaves OKCoin to found Binance. Okay, there's some more information online about why he left OKCoin, and there was a little bit of, I mean, everything is on the up and up with him. He's good friends with Roger Ver, and OKCoin owed him some money. OKCoin owed him some money from salary and whatnot. So CZ really seemed to take the high road if you look at it. In fact, there's still, I think they still even work together on some of the technologies from one of CZ's other company. But what it's important to know is that when he's left, OKCoin mostly does work, their business in fiat. So he said, forget that. I want to be a part of Binance. I think the future and how you really, really have something that's absolutely global and dominant moving forward is going to be a pure crypto exchange. And that is what Binance is. Remember, no bank accounts. It's all crypto. Okay? And that really, again, helps with, skirting. I'm not trying to say skirting the regulations in China, but, nobody's really paying much attention because right now China is very busy, working about, the financial systems, as it relates to the banks and the accounts and whatnot. But Binance seems to kind of just go above and beyond all that. Not saying that there's not going to be, issues moving forward, but you have to also remember that, CZ is a very, very, one of the reasons I love Neo is because of Da Hongfei and his connections. CZ is very, very similar in that light. He's got huge connections. He's been doing big things in China for a long, long time. When he makes decisions, they matter. When his vision of the future is a pure crypto exchange, I'm going to pay attention to what he thinks because he knows way more than I ever will. And if you follow his trajectory around the globe to all the way before he got to Binance, you can kind of understand why he came to this conclusion. Okay. This is interesting from the Why Bitcoin article I pulled up. It goes in, and this is something. Now, always think about somebody who is a real pioneer, a maverick of industry. They always got to have that work ethic. But, I loved reading this here. Zhao himself tends to work 14 hours a day, living a Spartan, job-oriented life, made slightly easier to manage by the fact that his wife and children, a daughter age 11 and 9, live in Tokyo, a 2.5-hour hop across land and seas that Zhao makes every weekend. So, he's this amazingly hard worker, working 14 hours, trying to build the biggest crypto exchange in the world, but yet he still has time to take a 2.5-hour hop across land and sea to see his family every weekend. I love that. Kind of gives you a little bit of his character. And when you see him in interviews, you can kind of get a little bit of that. I mean, you don't want to read too much into YouTube videos and quick takes on people, but I feel like I'm a good judge of character, and I really feel like he's somebody that I want to have my money invested in, a lot like Da Hongfei and Eric Zhang with Neo. Okay, remember, I could still be a BNB video without going into too much about Neo, but remember, he was a pioneer. He kind of saw Neo's potential and how it was going to blow up on the market, and he knew that he was going to launch Binance with Neo as one of its 3 coins. Okay, it was Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Neo. So already his thing, and he had the gas thing worked out already. So I mean, this is the type of decisions I think he's going to continue to make that is going to help Binance become the biggest exchange in the world. Okay, so then we have the Sission article here. I'm going to pull that one up because I really liked. Is this it? Wow, I'm sorry, guys. I was doing a lot of this last night before I fell asleep, so I must not have pulled that up. But anyways, the CZ article, there's an article from CZ that relates to the kind of the Monaco. Monaco is now going to be available on Binance as well. But I liked what they said here. The Monaco, the pioneering payments and cryptocurrency platform, today announced its partnership with Binance, China's fastest growing digital asset exchange. Binance will list Monaco's MCO token on Wednesday, August 23rd, as its first exchange in China. Chris Marsalek, the co-founder and CEO of Monaco, commented, "Since the successful closing of our token sale earlier this June, our team received thousands of inquiries from Chinese users regarding a local listing of the MCO token. Today, we are thrilled to partner with Binance to enable Monaco users in China to trade the MCO token conveniently and securely. Binance's founding team built one of the most advanced trading engines in the market using their extensive industry experience. As a result, they reached the top 10 global digital asset exchanges by trading volume within 30 days of launch." These are the capabilities of Binance encapsulated in a comment by Chris Marsalek, the co-founder and CEO of Monaco. Okay, Binance is new. You know, they just started trading in the past couple months, and already they are being, they have kind of thrust themselves upon the global scene, and you have players recognizing that, okay? A lot of it comes back to who CZ is and the plan in place. Remember, go watch the video. If you think that Binance is just some mom and pop shop on some random street in China, you're not. Go look at the video, look at this operation, look at the team in place, look how many people are working in that building, look at the platform they've already created, look at how many microtransactions they can do per second already. I mean, they are ready to go, and they're taking on new coins and new subscribers or new investors every single day. What represents the value of this rapidly growing protocol exchange? The BNB token, the Binance coin. Okay, that's what we're talking about. This whole point of this video is to let you know why I'm invested in. Okay, so as we understand who Binance is, who CZ is, what their plans are, you have to understand that the BNB token, okay, is connected to their future endeavors, to their future capabilities. Okay. This is a new article that just came out, the Zendesk one. Binance gets VC investments. Okay, this just came out. Please do I have this one up? There we go. Okay, Binance gets VC investments. Okay, from Zendesk here. This is just from 17 hours ago. A couple days ago here. Binance cryptocurrency today announced it has successfully completed its first round of financing with millions of USD in investments. So you have all of these venture capitalists now seeing what Binance is doing, understanding who the team is, and realizing the power and the potential in the pure crypto exchange of China and the rest of the globe. You see people are like, you know what, I want in. I want to invest money, and they are getting that in spades. Black Hole Capital, Fund City Capital led the investment round. Binance Exchange has been operating for 50 days only. And for the first time, the company is disclosing its financing information. I mean, that just reminds you, this is an interesting article. It goes into the Binance Capital layout, surging users. What does it say here? It's remarkable for a brand new startup to reach such capital valuation after just 1 month of being launched. The backbone of Binance is a solid team of experts in the industry led by Changpeng Zhao, founder and CEO, well known in blockchain community and experts, yada yada. Just more of what we were talking about before. Roger Wang, CTO, a former senior architect at Morgan Stanley with tremendous expertise in finance and technology industry. He's also on board. These talents got together to create a state-of-the-art cryptocurrency exchange. Binance has a very proactive mindset regarding future developments. As a result, the company is getting a lot of support from the community, as we've been saying. Positive appraisal of capital. One of the top 10 exchanges in the world. Binance offers an ICO platform, blockchain media, and blockchain funds. Okay, remember, keep the ICO platform, blockchain media, blockchain funds. Keep those in mind when we get to the back part of this video here, when we start to talk about the actual value of and the demand for the BNB token. Okay, so it looks like I already read a lot of that. It has reached the top 10 exchange on CoinMarketCap's global 24-hour trading volume within just a few days. So far, Binance service covers 180 countries with 120,000 users. 120,000 users already. More than 60,000 users, that's more than 50% of them, have at least one trackable action per day. Binance starts the cryptocurrency 2.8 rapidly gaining industry recognition and building a loyal user base. I am one of them. I have been using Binance pretty much since it launched because of the Neo gas. And I absolutely love it. It works. It's a great exchange. It works really well. You can tell it's really fast. It's very intuitive, in my humble opinion, and that only makes sense when you understand, CZ's background and capabilities and how much knowledge this man has about building exchanges, and then the team that he has put into place. But okay. Everything that I'm saying now is good. It's just kind of a background. You can do your own Google searches to kind of see some of the stuff that I was coming to the conclusion of, and how it relates to CZ and who he is. But let's get to the box mining interview. This just came out yesterday. Okay, so I'm very, very glad that I did not already make my video, because thanks to box mining, and everybody should check out his channel if you don't already know about it. It's one of the best crypto channels and YouTube. I'm really glad I didn't put out my BNB token video yet, because of how much more bullish I am after watching CZ and box mining talk about it. But straight from his mouth, if you go on to the Reddit and you go on to the Facebook and online forums, there's a lot of confusion. There was a lot of people saying that, oh, the BNB token is just a coupon. That's all it is. That's all you get. You get 50% off the fees, and that's why you're going to hold it. So yeah, if you're whales, you might want it. You're going to save a little bit of money. Well, it's very important to know, okay, the 50% goes down to 25% and eventually within 5 years evaporates, okay? So this is just something that they've launched to bring on early demand for the BNB token. And it will, trust me. I mean, if you're a big player, okay, and you do a lot of trading on Binance, right, you are going to want to have a lot of these BNB tokens so you can save 50% every single time. So, CZ goes on to say one of the first things they notice people do when they get onto the Binance network is they buy themselves BNB tokens. Why do they do this? So they can immediately start saving. And it works seamlessly. Like, I noticed in one of my trades that, the BNB was already set up to be utilized, and not Bitcoin. I didn't have to do anything just because I owned the BNB. It already assumed that I wanted to have my 50% off. Ironically, it was buying more BNB that I was able to use the BNB as the coupon. But anyways, let's get into the information from the box mining interview, which I think is just absolutely crucial in trying to determine the value and what it is we have here in this BNB coin. Okay, regarding the BNB coin, now this is all from CZ. Okay, Changpeng Zhao himself, okay, has alluded to this. Watch the box mining video if you want to hear the words come right out of the man's mouth. Okay, here it is. Regarding the BNB coin, first benefit is 50% saving on exchange fees. So far, most who sign up on Binance immediately buy some BNB tokens so they can save money. This is demand, and it works seamlessly, as I said. I've already used BNB to save already. Now, please consider this discount goes away in 5 years. Please also consider how many BNB tokens are hodled by the founders. Okay, they're locked up. Okay, yes, a lot of the BNB tokens are going directly to the founders, but that's what I want. I want my money and CZ's money, okay, his investment and his teams to be aligned, okay? If the BNB tokens, which they hodl them, go up a lot in value, okay, I plan on that happening. Why? Because he gets to decide what the BNB token value is. He's the one who benefits. His team does. They built this amazing pure crypto exchange, okay? And they understood that this BNB token was going to be revolutionary as the gas for this exchange, as the coupon, and then also the gas of the future decentralized exchange, which they plan on powering, okay? Future decentralized exchange, the BNB token will be the gas of it, okay? So, hopefully, by then we have lots of other uses for the coin, he says. I'm sure you will, right? So you have to remember that. How many BNB tokens are hodled by the founders, okay? Remember, the savings coupon part of the BNB token goes away after 5 years, okay? Do you think in 5 years they're not going to have value associated and connected to the BNB token that they hodl? They can't even collect on this for a couple more years, you know, if they wanted to, but even then they have precautions in place. I mean, it's a brilliant plan, you know, much like with Dahongfei and Neo. I mean, like the you know, Dahongfei had to have so much history in blockchain to even have the ability, you know, with Eric Zhang to conceptualize what is going to become the Neo blockchain in its early stages, much like with CZ, okay, and Binance, okay. This team that's in place is a who's who of all stars in the crypto blockchain exchange world in China already, not to mention the rest of the globe, okay. This guy is a multilingual, you know, globe traveler, you know, a lot like Dahongfei. I want to have my money invested of people of that ability, okay? Second benefit is a dividend. Why are we all hodling Neo? Because of the dividend. Yes, okay. This is via a company buyback that will cut the circulating supply in half forever, okay? CZ says, this is his words, financially, it works like a dividend. Mechanically, it's different. But this is also demand. So yes, it doesn't work like a dividend. You're not given anything, but by holding it, okay, you have 10 of them, and there's, you know, so many in the exchange, and then all of a sudden 50% of them are burnt and destroyed. Well, the ones that you hold go up in value. That's just like a dividend, okay? They have an interesting plan to do this too, which I really, really like, okay? And he goes into this in the box mining video too, but I believe it's every single quarter, okay? Every quarter, they are going to destroy 20% of them on the open market. They're gonna buy them on the open market, so that's demand, right? So while you have me hodling, other people that are gonna be coming into the Binance network to try to get their 50% tokens in BNB coins, right? You're going to have them hodling, okay? You'll have other people that are, but the point about, you're also going to have this demand from the founders who are trying to buy these on the open market. They have to do them in the quarter, 20% a quarter, but they can do them when they want. They can do them when they're cheap. They can put demand on them. There are ways they can do it, but it's all on the up and up because it's all in the white paper. And he said the purchases are all going to be visible on the actual blockchain, okay? You'll be able to see as the purchases go through, okay? It'll all be there in black and white on the blockchain for everybody to look at. There's not going to be any mystery behind this or whatnot. Basically, there is 200 million, okay, BNB tokens, okay? 200 million. Those, 100 million of those are going to be bought back on the open markets and destroyed, okay? Not the ones that you hodl. Okay, the ones that you hodl in your account, they're not touching those. They're touching the ones on the open market. Okay, think about this in the future. Imagine what kind of demand that can be. Say you already have a coin that's starting to grow in demand. People want to get a hold of that. They go, oh, I didn't realize the BNB token was for that, okay? Or maybe you're just a whale and you want to save money. Well, when you buy your BNB tokens, you're going to be buying them up against, okay, the 20% they're burning every single quarter. To me, that is a very fascinating way to kind of, you know, not guarantee, I won't say guarantee, but really put a lot of upward pressure on the crypto price moving forward. Okay, let's get into the third benefit, is that BNB tokens will be used as gas. We keep saying this on the future decentral exchange powered by Binance. So you have this future demand as well as the other demands we've already talked about. Okay, CZ has said his ultimate goal is a decentralized exchange, okay? They have plans in place. They are working on doing that, empowering it through Binance. But here's what's amazing, okay? This is what I love. You have all these other coins that have promises that might be, that could do this. Why he is promising a future decentralized exchange, he also already has the fastest growing exchange in the world, Binance. So it's not like, okay, yeah, we're going to do this in the future, but look what we have now. And you can also use the BNB tokens to benefit you currently, okay? I mean, this is, but these BNB tokens will be gas on a future decentralized exchange. That's future demand. Okay, remember, markets are forward looking. Okay, so this is all very new information. I have been really working hard, scouring the Reddits and whatnot to try to get all the information I can, because when I really want to put, a good chunk of money behind something, I really want to make sure I got it all worked out. And one of the things that was holding me back with the BNB token was, okay, yeah, if it's just a coupon, I see how the value is there because it's limited. Okay, there's going to be a natural market for it because it's limited. Okay. And there's a value in the coupon. But to me, that wasn't really enough. It was enough for, like a small investment, just a maybe investment. But like I said, I've gotten more and more excited, okay, as we move forward when you understand that there's all these other values, okay, of the BNB token. Okay, but let's get to my favorite part. And this is what I talked about, kind of learning something new. From the CZ interview yesterday was this right here. This is straight out of his mouth, okay? The fourth benefit, and there's always been talked about 3 benefits. There's 3 benefits. This is the fourth benefit, is you can use BNB tokens to pay for services of Binance's sister companies. So you want to buy an exchange system from BJ Tech. That's another one of CZ's companies, okay? You must use BNB tokens. Okay, so if you want an exchange system from BJ, you got to go onto the open market, buy yourself some BNB tokens, and then you can have it. Okay, we just started 2 other services. One is a media company that will do broadcasts in China about blockchain. Okay, blockchain is blowing up in China. See NEO. Okay, look at a lot of the news reports I've already talked about coming out in China about blockchain, and they talked about with Dahongfei and whatnot. But they are starting. Binance is starting its own media company. Now you can think of, like, remember, he worked for Bloomberg. Okay, look at the connections, guys. He worked for Bloomberg in the past. Now, Bloomberg is very popular for doing, yes, they are a huge financial newspaper, reports, interwebs and whatnot, but they also do media reports, okay? I'm thinking that is kind of what CZ has in mind, okay? How do you become the one-stop shop, the everything in the pure crypto world? You become the media behind it as well. So he's looking at using some of these BNB tokens and the early investments that are coming in for Binance to build out a media company, okay? And this media company is going to help them promote blockchain and crypto in China. Well, what I love about this is, instead of doing a new ICO, he says this, we thought about doing a new ICO for this, okay? But instead of doing a new ICO, these new projects are already owned through the BNB tokens, okay? So the Binance coin will reflect the value of everything we do. These are his words. The Binance coin will reflect the value of everything we do. We want to reflect the value of initial investors. That's me. That's you if you invest, and the founders. This is current and future demand. So I hope through going through this, we've come to one conclusion. There is going to be demand on these BNB tokens. I don't know what the markets are going to do with it, okay? It can consolidate further. There doesn't have to be a run-up, but I am very, very excited about the possibilities, okay? I'm very excited the fact that they are going to be burning 50% of the circulating tokens, okay? There's only ever going to be 100 million of them. So every one I buy now when they're cheap, what are they sitting at like now? They're in it's a $1.50 or something like that, right? There's only going to be 100 million of them total. Okay, so when you look out into the future and you see what is the value of Binance when it's got 15, 20 more coins, okay? When it's the largest exchange, in the world, in the globe. Is that possible? Yes, I think so, because of who CZ is and the team he's put in place. But we don't need it to be the biggest one. We just need it to be a big player because they already have all these other things that are connected to it. But just first benefit, second benefit, third benefit, and the fourth benefit is very, very important, okay? If you have a BNB token, you are going to have lots and lots of connected value with the founders of the Binance exchange, including the future decentralized exchange. So that's why I'm invested. Okay, I did pull up, the last thing I'll talk about here, I did pull up, I didn't do any real chart work, but I did, I just wanted to kind of give you an idea. There's nothing to really, just have a look here, okay? This is, where are we at now? We are at $1.53. But what I want you to see, we're at 0.00034 BTC right now. But please look back, you know, about a week ago, you know, or even less really, you were at 0.00719, okay? It was just yesterday that I kind of found out, you know, for sure what CZ's vision for the BNB token is, okay? I didn't realize it until just now. When is the market going to realize what CZ just said the value of the BNB token should be coupled with? I don't know, but all I know is I'm very happy to own BNB at the price I bought in. And I very much think that this is a good price for the BNB token compared to where it's been in the past, you know, 10 days or so. I do think this is a good buying opportunity, but this is just one man's opinion, and it could easily go any direction. But I am very excited to add BNB to my portfolio, and I plan on hodling for a very, very long time as Binance continues to do its thing in the world of crypto and becoming the world's greatest pure crypto exchange. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll talk to you guys again soon.